And welcome back. This is part 2. This is a side salad that goes really well with your chicken katsu. I love salads, even though I'm known for desserts. I love the freshness of it and being able to put random ingredients together and just making them delicious. So I'll walk you through how I make that. The recipe's in the description, and for the links for the things I use in the video are also in the description. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Right now is a Japanese inspired salad. I wouldn't say it's Japanese at all. What I'm going to do is use a couple different ingredients, and the dressing I make is going to have sesame seed, sesame paste, mirin, rice vinegar. What I'm putting in the salad is kale, zucchini. If you slice it thinly enough, it'll be really easy to eat. I'm gonna put some mint leaves in there because I have it just for the freshness. Some cucumbers, some green onions, and some shallots. The dressing is gonna be like the fun part where I kind of add all the ingredients into it. I try to eat pretty healthy most of the time, so I can always have like some sort of greens on hand, and then I just make my own dressing. So I'll walk everybody through how I go about making a dressing and what's included in it. Right now, I'm just gonna be chopping some vegetables up. I'll leave a bowl on the side just to make sure everything's easy to put away. This is probably gonna get fast forwarded because you all don't need to watch it. The nice thing about kale is that you can cut it up, you could dress your salad, and it won't get soggy. It's very thick and hard to eat. Kale is usually very just crunchy and chewy. But you can dress it and leave it in the fridge for a long time, so it's ready to go. And as you have it in there, it can last like 2-3 days. They'll just get softer and more flavorful. I think if you prepare kale right, it'll be a lot better. What I'm doing to slice up the vegetables is just slice them in little matchstick pieces, so they're all about the same size. So zucchini, again, if you slice it thinly enough, I'm gonna make this a little bit thinner just because it's a lot harder to eat. If you slice it thinly enough, you can eat it raw. Most vegetables, again, you can eat without cooking because they're vegetables, they're plants. So this is kind of what I do, especially in the summertime. You don't want to spend all your time cooking, and you can get your greens in a little bit easier this way. So easier to cook this. As my voice seems kind of down, I'm hungry. I'm usually making these videos about at the same time I get hungry. Maybe I should just do it when I'm full, so I have a lot more energy in my voice. I'm doing a half. This is a salad. This would be about 2 servings for me, or if you're sharing with somebody, or even more depending on what you're eating it with. Next, we're gonna put a shallot in there. Shallot's kind of like your spicier red onion. So if you don't have a shallot, you can do any sort of onion that you have. Just slice it thinly enough. That'd be the most important thing. So it's a pretty big one. I'm just gonna make it thin. I'm just gonna add some slices in it and just go. Cucumber just adds. Ooh, I'm starting to cry. We're gonna add some spices into the salad dressing itself, so I always put Thai chili peppers into it. This adds a little bit of heat, so the cucumber really helps to just tone that heat down. Slice that badly. My knife skills aren't that great. So I have some mint. I'm being lazy right now, so I'm not gonna fancily lay it on top of each other. But what I'll do is I'll just kind of smash it together into a little ball and just slice it up so you get some thinner pieces in there. So you get a little bit of bites of mint spread across. There's a good bushel of it. I know everybody has some in their backyard, or if you're Pakistani or Indian, you usually have in your backyard. So that's what we got in the salad right now is cucumber, kale, scallions, some zucchini slices, and some mint. One last ingredient I'm gonna put in is mango pickles, or pickled mangoes. And this isn't your traditional desi Pakistani Indian style mango pickles or achar. This is kind of an American style mango pickle. I go to New York a lot, and I go to this donut place called Donut Plant. It's like the Lower East Side, and I would always go on weekends, so I would never be able to go to the store called the Pickle Guys right next door to it. And one day I went, and they just had like a preview shop. There's like one time I was there, and they just had a preview shop open. And this is like after 6 years of going there, I finally got to go there. And they had pickled mangoes, and obviously, you know, I have to try it. It sounds weird and interesting, but it was great. So it's just like a regular pickle marinade with like some cloves and black peppers in it. So it has like, you know, has that pickle, like that mango sweetness. You got that acidity right from the vinegar and the salt and the sugar. I thought it was phenomenal. So when I saw a pickling recipe, I'm like, wait, and it was mango season. I'm like, I have to recreate this because I just can't go buy it. So I was like, I have to recreate this. This is something that like always stays in my fridge. I make some, like, you can make some that'll last you a good like 5-6 months just in the fridge. Like it starts to discolor after a while, but it still tastes good. The discoloring is just kind of weird if you're not used to that. But I'm going to throw this in the salad too, just because it adds nice sweetness and acidity to the salad itself. So we got that mix. What we're gonna work on next is the dressing. So I'll get all the ingredients for that put together. So what we're gonna work on next is the dressing for the salad. What I got in here is about 2 tablespoons of tahini. You can pretty much find all these ingredients at your local store. So 2 tablespoons of tahini. I'm gonna mix a little bit of sweet honey in there for some sweetness. And then the 2 like Japanese inspired, like I said, I just woke up one day and I was like, kind of want this tangy, sweet, like fermenty salad dressing. I love sesame seed, love tahini in a salad. It just like tastes really good, tastes nutty. I'm putting some, like a teaspoon of mirin in there, which is kind of like a sweet seasoning, along with some rice vinegar. This just adds a tang to the salad itself. So you get like the sweetness, the tanginess, the nuttiness from the sesame seeds. And then a couple of other ingredients that I use is a Japanese 7 spice. This just has like a mixture of a bunch of ingredients. Like you get orange, you get more sesame seeds, Szechuan pepper, red pepper. So you get a bunch of spice, like mouth numbing feel. So I put quite a bit in there. And then you can find these usually at any grocery store nowadays. Trader Joe's pretty much has everything. And I'll put a little bit of the Furikake seasoning, which is kind of like a seaweed, sesame seed, kale powder seasoning with some salt in there. And I'll add a little bit to the top, along with so when you're making a dressing, all you really need is some sort of like emulsifier, which kind of like brings like your oil and your vinegars together. Actually, I'm gonna use a little bit better of an olive oil. So you have like a mustard, a sesame seed, anything that's kind of thick and kind of bring the oil and any other dressing together, and combine it all together. So I'm gonna just put a little bit of oil in there slowly. And this will just make an emulsification. You could go a little bit slower and use like a fork or a whisk to bring it all together. But again, this is just gonna add a little bit more flavor to the salad. So here you just got this mixed in there. It's quite a bit, but you want it to be flavorful. I'm also gonna add some chili peppers and some garlic in there. Just chili peppers are just like that punch of heat. Let me taste this real quick. Oof. I just dropped a bunch of salt. I'll put a little bit of salt in there. Put a little bit of salt on the salad too. That always helps. I'm gonna mix this all in there. Here, let me get all this going. I'm gonna chop these up. Okay, so we have chili peppers, tahini, the honey, mirin, and the 7 seasonings mixed in there. And they get it all good tossed. So if you have clean hands, I'm just gonna rinse my hands real quick. If you have clean hands, I recommend just using that to toss the salad. It just makes it easier to like spread out across, you know, just get everything mixed in there. I don't have a big enough bowl for this, but once you get the dressing in there, versus using spoons and forks, it kind of gets everywhere. This way you can just like massage all the dressing into it. So let's put this in there. It's a thick dressing, but it'll just stick to everything a lot better. So, ooh. So once this is in there, I would just leave in the fridge, kind of like let it soak up. The salt will break down some of the vegetables and release some water, so it'll just get more emulsified and creamier. This is a pretty thick dressing that we made, but it's just gonna be more flavorful. So. Alright, so it's mixed in. I'll leave it in the fridge, and then what we're gonna do is work on the chicken cutlets next. Thank you. All right, so we got the final product. Got the chicken katsu salad. Let's give it a taste test. So first, I'll start off with the salad. We'll start off with the greens. This is like nuttiness. You got the acidity from the pickles and the mirin and the rice vinegar. Really tasty. Give a bite to the chicken. Perfect, perfectly salted. You got the crunchiness from the panko breadcrumbs. And this is one of those recipes where you don't need to add a lot of seasoning to get a lot of flavor. All right, I'm gonna go enjoy my lunch/dinner. I don't know what this is. Until next time, guys.